Presentation of TFNN. Live at TFNN, the Money Masters.
Let's go to Carlos in California. Hey, Carlos, what's going on?
I want to thank you guys for all that you do for TFNN. I've been a Tiger for over 10 years. Actually, I started listening to you before I even speak a word of English.
Oh, really?
And the thing that captivated me was when you make like, rawr. I was like, wow, what is that?
That is so cool. And where are you from?
Take it serious. I'm from the south, actually the northwest part of Mexico.
I love it.
Right next to Guayabitos.
Okay.
It's close to Puerto Vallarta.
Okay, cool.
Yes, and I listen from there, and then when I arrived here, I married my wife, and then I keep listening to your radio station.
That's a beautiful thing, man.
It's a great thing.
Now, your Money Masters, Tom O'Brien and Steve Rhodes.
Welcome, folks. Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. We appreciate you growling and prowling out here with us. We get the Dow right now down 10. NASDAQ is flat. S&Ps are flat. We have gold up $16. Silver's up 61 cents. You got, oil's up 46 cents. Bonds, I'm putting a shocker in everyone out here. Bonds are up 19 ticks. Why? But they were up over 32 ticks a bit ago. We're at 137.28. King dollar up 30 at 311 ticks actually at 80.25. That baby's on its way to 82 to 89. Euro is at 130 and the yen's at 82. And I'm telling you, sell. The machines are open. The machines are. He was buying. They were making a mistake here.
Do you remember the first time you saw that movie? Did you go to the movies to see it, or did you see it on?
Oh no, I went to the movies.
You did?
Yeah. I love that movie. I just watched that movie again last Sunday.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
It is a great.
It's a classic, man. It is absolute classic, man. There's no two ways about it. They're just hilarious, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
and it's like I don't know. Did you used to watch Saturday Night Live or anything?
Oh yeah. I love Saturday Night Live. Yeah. Totally. I mean, they're classic.
Back in those days, it was just the group of people that they had. Not that the guys today, but just that whole group back then was just incredible.
Well, I think what they did is this. That group was incredible. Then they lost it for 10 or 15 years.
I really think they did.
And they got it back. Yeah. They got it back now. I mean, I don't watch it as much as I used to, but I think they got it back now. I mean, they get some action going again. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because, bottom line is that they know how to push those buttons. Big time.
Yeah,
Big
absolutely.
Time. You talk about pushing buttons, folks. It's something that, if you happen to be watching Tiger TV, what you're going to see here, this is pretty amazing, okay? And this is, this really hasn't been under the radar. But when you actually look at it on a technical basis, we had already gone through, the whole Greece deal, right?
Yes.
Well, I want to show you something with Spain. And this is amazing, okay? And if you don't think that you can get deep retracements and you can get tests, let me tell you something. This is a heads-up extraordinaire. And what it is this. What you're looking at right now is the IBEX. And, you have monster companies in this, okay? Bottom line, if I bring this back to maximum length that you can take it, and we put it, it's on a quarterly chart right now. Well, you want a heads up? The 2009 lows in Spain was 6,700.
Yep.
We're at 76 right now. Okay. So it's like, okay, well, you're at 76, you're at 67. But Spain had gone up almost 100%.
Okay. So when it was on your chart, when it was making the highs, it was making the highs in 2010.
2010.
It made it all the way back to
March of 2010. It took
12,240. So that was a 100% move.
100% move. And now what we've just done is it just has got not cut in half yet, but it's going, man. To me, this is not only going to, we'll see what happens. It wants to go after the 6,700.
Yeah.
Now that's
it's inside that swing point, so there's no reason for it to not.
It broke it. This is what ended up happening. This is how I got the heads up. What happened is that I have basically these swing points, how this goes. They're talking, walking. So
yes.
This morning, it went after the swing point. All of a sudden, I'm up at about 4:30, and bang, my computer was. I said, "Whoa, what's up?" bang. I'm looking over here. I'm saying to myself, what just happened here?
Wow.
Now, it was off the radar, but because it hit the swing, it popped up. So I said, man, look at this thing. It's a mess. It is an absolute mess. Now, what does that mean in the context? Well, now let's go to the, the FTSE.
Yes.
The DAX, they're definitely higher. But they're both in confirmed ABC structures on the way down. They broke with volume. They did all of the above. If we start with the FTSE, what you have with the FTSE, FTSE's already inside October 24th, 27th rather. You're at 5,700. Bingo! That puts the FTSE just ballparking it down to 5,000.
Right.
So now we just went from 6,000 to 5,000. You go over to the DAX. We look at the DAX. What do you have inside the DAX? DAX also confirmed ABC down with volume, by the way. Okay. DAX is going to take longer. DAX at this point, you're at the 6,700. So the next stop is 66. It's
and just looking at that 100% move of that.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. But when I look at this whole thing, it's like, oh man, okay, this is a major top that we've just put in. Major top. Okay. So it's going to be wild watching the baby shake out, and it's going to have to do with the dollar. This dollar wants to move and wants to move in a big way, and my take is that we're here right now, and particularly, I love how this market is trading today. It's just sucking in enough people. Like, okay, we're gonna bounce again. The dipses are out there. It's gonna do it. It's gonna do it. It's like, oh yeah, okay, really?
Yeah. Well, when the dollar, what I've got up on my screen, I've showed this before, is that this is the monthly, just the monthly channel, outside the U.S. dollar index.
Right.
And really for the last several months, it's just hovering up here at the top. Each month it's closed back, down below it. But you do break through this, and then it's good night, Irene, for the other currencies.
Yes.
But it just go along King dollar.
Right.
Big time.
Right. No doubt. Now, what is pretty wild is that, you hear the conversations take place that the dollar's at lows, the deficit is going to kill us and all this. Okay?
Right.
Well, the dollar, when do you think the dollar has traded at these levels? Give us a call, folks. I want to know. Now, don't look at a chart. Don't look at a chart. I want to know when you think the dollar traded at these levels. And if you think it's a disaster and it's Armageddon. Bottom line, it's not.
Yeah.
The dollar, and well, you know what happens? This is like folks that think that the VIX is low right now.
Yeah.
It really just depends on how long you've been in the marketplace, folks, okay? And how many cycles you've really seen. The VIX can get so much more lower. It's amazing, okay? The dollar traded at these levels from 1991 to 1995.
Yeah.
That's where it was. And it wasn't a big deal. People didn't even talk about it then. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, what we did have there is that's where the deficit, you talk about deficits, the deficit went up then, threefold in 10 years.
Yes.
Threefold.
Now, so when did you first start picking up on the correlation that you were watching between? Do you recall when you were picking up?
Yeah, it was when I got in the gold.
It was.
Yeah.
Okay. So
it was a year before I got in the gold when the dollar was trading it, because what ended up happening is that it was Phil from Boston that gave us the heads up that gold was happening, okay? And he was calling about a year and a half before I got in. And he's saying, hey, look at the XAU and the HUI. And I had been in gold.
He was coming from that standpoint of what would you call, what was behind his thinking as to why?
He just thought that the gold was bottoming, and I knew him, for quite a while anyway. But I had been in gold in the 80s, and I believe he was too, okay?
Yeah.
So I got to watching it then, and it took about a year and a half. But when I saw I saw two different things. I saw the downdraft, and it couldn't take it out, and then the first sign of straight, I said, okay, this is it. And then the dollar was at 121.
Yes.
So that's kind of, the correlation was absolutely direct to me. Do you know what I mean? And if we take a look, what happened at those highs, at that $1.21, the dollar stayed up there for about 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And then once it went, man, boom, that first leg down was vicious. So, it's like I say, nothing stays up forever, nothing goes down forever.
For sure.
Well, bottom line is that, this dollar is not only off the bottom, but it's off the bottom good. And the correlation right now is about the consolidation is about from, even 72, even though we're at 80,
right.
to 90.
Yeah.
You know, if we ever break 90,
that's
if we break 90, let me tell you something, we're going to the moon, folks. And when I look at, so picture that. That's on a technical basis. When I look at it fundamentally as to what's happening, where my head goes is this. And I'm getting a lot of this out of the minerals market. And the reason being, okay, so let's picture what's happening. I'm into real estate in a big way right now in Florida. So being cognizant of that, right?
Yeah.
Everyone, when we look at South American money, well, where is it coming? It's all coming right here. All of it. Everyone's skidooing out of their countries, folks. If you think another country's better, they're skidooing so quick they can't see straight, okay?
Well, I mean, you talk about, real estate, the market in South Florida, is going back strong.
Right.
In South Florida, some of the, prices are on the upslope.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time. And so watch what happens, folks, is that when you take their currency, you convert it into U.S. currency, and then you buy real estate simultaneously, it's a super score. I talked to one of the targets last night in Australia.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so watch this. Watch when we look at, if you want to see the correlations and how cool they can be. Okay, the Aussie dollar is at par right now, right? The Aussie dollar has been as high as $1.07, $1.10. Okay, the correlation is you take an Aussie dollar, you transfer it into the U.S.
Yes. You
go into the real estate market.
Yes.
Okay. Just that in itself, if the real estate goes up, you make. But if the dollar is going up and the Aussie dollar is going down, because you're gonna double banger.
That's right. You're going to get the real estate's going to go up, and you're going to convert it back to Aussie dollars.
So watch this now. I'm going to put a maximum in.
Yeah.
When you see the maximum up, it's like, oh man, this is amazing. Okay, because you were down to 48.
Yeah.
And 48 would be weak. Yeah, it's intense, man. It's intense.
That's really...
It's intense. Okay, so that you have South America, they're pouring in, and the key here also, folks, is that the larger basis is my take is we've been in a commodity bull for a good 10 years. So the larger amounts of money, if you see any larger amounts of money, it's all commodity based. Everything.
Yes.
Okay? That's pouring into the United States. You go over to Russia, that's pouring into the United States. You go to China, we've talked about it before, the premier's son.
Right, that's right.
His quotes are, there's nothing like this in China, it's a beautiful garden.
That's right.
So that's dollars coming in. That's all money coming out of different places coming in. Then what you have, all these sovereign places putting dollar bonds on the market.
Right.
That's huge. Right.
Just to be able to raise cash.
Yeah. So, you can see, I can see the demand in the dollar being there. And what ends up happening is that's what the United States has always been about. It's been about it's been about entrepreneurs making money, pushing jobs up. So now what ends up happening, of course, is that you get traction, but you also have traction changing currencies, putting solid foundations in, and one just pushes on the other.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the choo-choo train. The choo-choo train, folks, is leaving the station.
The king is back.
The king is back. He's going to be so deviant, though, it's going to croak the market. People can say, what just happened? Things are going good. Well, yeah, things are going good, but you know what? The large multinationals are going to be losing money hand over fist. Steve Rhodes.
X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex-listed company trading under the symbol XG, is slated to be the newest gold-silver producer in Argentina. X-Story is forecast to produce more than $250 million in bullion annually, beginning in 2013, at a cash cost of less than $200 for each ounce of gold produced. That forecast will make X-Story one of the highest margin operators in South America and a sector leader in the mining industry. X-Story has $50 million in its treasury, having spent over $60 million to date on drilling and engineering. The ultimate size of its Argentina discovery could be determined by year-end, as results from the 6 drills operating at the site are fully assessed. To find out more about X-Story Gold Mines and their exciting growth potential, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex under the symbol XG.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of investment newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today. Click Investment Newsletters and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
You've always taken the long view when it comes to investing. But what if there's an opportunity right under your nose? What if you could be more responsive to market trends to seek to boost your portfolio performance right now while seeking to reduce your overall risk? At Direction Funds, we connect investors with alternative strategies that seek to maximize their returns. Smart investors deserve smart alternatives. Find yours at directionfunds.com. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risk charges, and expenses of Direction Funds carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Funds. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact the Direction Funds at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. Investing in index funds may be more volatile than investing in broadly diversified funds. Distributed by Rafferty Capital Markets, LLC.
Folks, turns out my best student became my best teacher. Steve Rhodes absolutely raised my standards, and I'll guarantee he'll raise yours.
Thanks, Tom. What I've learned is that if you want more, you must become more, and that transformation, folks, that occurs the moment you decide to become a master. Now, the quickest way to mastery is through immersion, and for 2 solid days in Denver, Boston, and Tampa, I'll create a new standard of wealth for those few trader investors who have a burning desire to succeed. At my Master Trader course, I'll teach you how to create the ultimate money machine. These are the best-kept secrets in the business. Roadblocks, folks. Dabblers give up when they first appear. Stressors last just a little bit longer, but masters expect roadblocks and achieve extraordinary results when they bust right through them. I have all the benefit of knowing the type of wealth creation that I can generate for you. You don't. That's why I'm making this unconditional money-back guarantee. If for any reason you're not satisfied with my Master Trader course, I'll refund every penny. That's right. I take all the risk, and you get all the benefit. Go to the homepage at TFNN.com and sign up today.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Goldfields. For more information, just click the Goldfields banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. We appreciate you growling and prowling out here with us. And, folks, you want to understand the market upside down, bisecting and dissecting it. Well, you know what? Our man, Mr. Steve Rhodes, in person, is going to be doing a Master Trader series. Next one is in our office, April 13th and 14th.
Absolutely.
So Friday and Saturday. And then in Boston, Massachusetts, April 27th and 28th. All the details on the front page of TFNN. It also comes with the unconditional money-back guarantee. That's pretty amazing. I mean, so when we talk about risk, we talk about, I mean...
That's right, I take all the risk.
The probability there is a good probability.
It is. And what I've done is, also reach out to people to say, hey, look, had a great session in Denver. Would be happy, those folks would be happy to... give a recommendation on what they did. So if you're interested, if you're sitting on the fence,
sure,
and you're interested in, understanding the benefit that it can have to you, just send me an email, steve@tfn.com. Give us a call here in the office, and I'll put you in touch with some folks. I was on with, actually, one of the attendees last night till about 12:30 our time.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So, and those, look, the folks that are making that kind of investment in themselves,
yes,
I'm there to help them.
And folks,
there to help them.
Something to
buying and selling D points,
and something to wrap your head around. Okay, that 2 days, all right, great. If you're a trader, that's great. But if you're an investor, it's just as important.
Oh, absolutely.
And the reason I want to show you something, okay, because you will never get hung in on equity. One second, I got to get this. There's an equity this morning. It's Polycom.
Okay, sure. It's right here. It's Polycom. Where is it?
Because
here we go. PLCM.
Okay, so let's take a look at this, because what you'll really get to understand also is you won't get trapped and gets slapped in the back of the head. So Polycom, lows 14, the high's 34. Well, it's down 25% today. But what I want to show you is this, is that, for first we look at a 6 month, right? Bottom line is that you're back October, it gaps away, right? You're $22, it gaps down to 14. Overnight, folks. Overnight. Overnight, you're destroyed. You're out of the stock, right?
Hey, those are the things that sent me to you.
Yeah, no, I know, and I know,
and
I know you teach it, so you can.
Absolutely.
This in itself, because what happens, folks, people get sucked into these all the time. So just watch this for a second. So you're at $14, and it's October, right? Everyone's bullish. Oh, things are going up. Well, what do? Oh, they bring it up 100%.
Right.
Okay. Right. All that was really doing, which is to get your head wrapped around, is filling a gap. Oh, what ends up happening? Oh, it gives it all up. All right. Now, that's the smaller part. Now, watch the larger part. The larger part's even more important. That you won't put money at risk, and you won't be sitting there crying and saying, oh, no, what is it doing? Okay, because you're going to understand what it's doing. Now, what I just did is I put this up on a monthly basis. And what you're going to see is that this goes all the way back to 1999. What you're going to see is that the stock has a wicked personality. Okay? This isn't the first time it's done, and it won't be the last. What happens, folks, with stocks with personality like this, number one, you better understand they have a personality.
Sure.
And number two, You better watch that volume even closer. So what does it do? Polycom in 1999 goes from $4, goes up to $36, and crashes. Goes from $36 down to $4 again. Now, let's picture that you're in it. You're making money, right? Well, bottom line is that you are going to be out of it, at $17. Okay? Because that's the last time with volume. Yeah. Now, you absolutely can make the argument saying, well, geez, Tom, it went from $17 to $35.
Right.
I want that kind of money. Let me tell you something, folks. This is real experience, money on the line talking, okay? Number one, you're not going to have your money on the line for 7 months. Number two, if you did, you won't get out. It doesn't. I've seen it over and over and over again. I don't buy any of these. I don't get into them. I can care less. Okay. Bottom line, what does it do? It goes up. It goes up to the 34, and it takes 3 months to get back to the 17. Sure, now you're at 15.
Sure.
Now it's toasted.
Yeah.
You have to. That part there, folks, of understanding the market is an easier part to relate to people.
For sure. For sure.
And once you see so many of them, folks, your money's not going to be at risk. You're in, and it's beautiful. It's like, I could care less. Hey, okay, I own the gold market, right? Let's go over to the gold market. There's something seriously wrong, folks, okay, inside the gold market, okay? And what it is a much larger correction than anyone realizes. If I pull up Newmont Mining,
yes.
Newmont Mining, folks, is back to 1987 price points.
Yeah, and with volume.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Exactly.
Okay, so what's wrong? Okay, bottom line, folks, pay attention. Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien, all you tigers and tigresses, we appreciate you being out there. We're going to be right back.
You've heard Tom O'Brien on the air, and you've always thought about trying out his newsletter, Market Insights. Well, now is the perfect time. For a limited time only, when you sign up for a 2-week free trial to Market Insights, we'll send you a free copy of Tom O'Brien's best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System. If you decide to cancel within the 2-week trial period, pay absolutely nothing, and keep Tom's book as a free gift from us. Tom sends out his daily newsletter each morning by 9:30 a.m. with trade recommendations, including price targets and price stops. As recently as March 21st, Market Insights subscribers closed out a position for more than a 25% profit in just over 2 weeks. To get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights, along with your free copy of The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, visit the front page of TFNN.com. Supplies are limited for this one-of-a-kind special, so act today and don't let this opportunity pass you by. Offer only valid for new subscribers. In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the Rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes that a carefully selected portfolio can lower volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angela O'Brien, First Vice President and Certified Financial Planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
In the world of financial markets, there's a new player in town with an exciting new way to trade the markets. Nadex now offers binary options as well as bull spreads in a wide range of indices along with commodity and forex markets. With as little as $100, you can gain access to a new way to trade global financial markets while guaranteeing that your risk will always be capped. Nadex allows you to multiply your trading opportunities in ways never imagined before and access markets you once thought were out of reach. With short-term trading opportunities available, including binary options expiring each hour the market is open, Nadex allows you to take advantage of a variety of market conditions regardless of volatility or market direction. Now is the time to take advantage of this exciting new market. Don't let this trading opportunity pass you by. Open your account today by clicking on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Nadex, a better way to trade.
This segment is brought to you by Crocodile Gold. For more information, just click the Crocodile Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Yeah. Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien, all you tigers and tigresses, we appreciate you growling and prowling out there with us. We get the Dow down 26 right now, NASDAQ off 2, S&P's off 2. Steve and I were just talking about looking at Spain. Spain's breaking that swing point, folks. Spain's in trouble. Europe's in trouble. I suspect our markets are going to follow in trouble. But we just look at it. So picture the inside the Dow Industrials. You hear if we're talking PEs, right. It's 12.5. Inside Spain, it's only 10 that's getting croaked.
Yes.
Inside the Nasdaq, it's 25.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
and the Nasdaq, that's actually what I totally have my eye on today.
Yeah.
Is the NQ, and it's the weekly chart that I'm really looking at. Because if you go back, basically you're talking about going back the last 15 weeks. So just going back to the week of December 23rd, you take a look at this rise up. There's not a single bearish candle out there. And today, if the NASDAQ futures close below 27.29, be a huge bearish engulfing candle.
Okay.
Which would be the first. And you'd say, I'm always looking for shots. I'm always looking for some type of confirmation that's out there.
Right.
And it doesn't have that, it's trading 27.41. So, you're only talking 11, 12, 13, it doesn't have that far to go.
No, that's nothing going into the close, So,
I think, folks, you want to pay attention to that. You absolutely want to pay attention to that.
Yeah. No, there's no doubt about it, man.
Because when strength starts getting weak and giving you signals, that's really what that's what you're always looking for.
No, it is. And, today what you got Bed Bath & Beyond, Fossil, Green Mountain, and Sirius Satellite are holding the NASDAQ up. Now, out of those, the no doubt good stock out there.
This has got a new ABC up.
That has, Bed Bath & Beyond has had it too. GMCR though, forget it, man. That's dead meat, man. That's bouncing $1, big deal. That stock's going down to 34.
Yeah.
FOSL.
The Green Mountain Coffee, they're the ones that are affiliated with Starbucks? Is that who it is, or is that a different coffee company with the single-use things?
They are the ones that were... they're going to be... they were partners, or they still are partners with them. Yeah. But now what's happening is that Starbucks is going to do their own deal.
Yeah.
And that's going to bury them.
Right, for sure.
Because what Starbucks has done, folks, they had the brand #1. Then they get the stores. Then what they're doing is that, and they started this maybe like 7 or 8 years ago, right? Well, a little longer than that, maybe 10 years ago. First they put the little chiclets in. Hey, you get a chiclet for $2. Oh, really? So everyone gets used to paying $2 for a chiclet, right?
Yeah.
Then they put a little piece of chocolate. Now I paid $1.50 for a little piece.
Oh, right. Okay.
All of these increments add up so dramatically, right?
Big time.
See, when you look at this, is what because I was in the restaurant business for so long, right? And in the real estate, I'm aware of per square foot what sales are, right?
For sure.
So what happens is that every time I'm in there, when I look at, I'll gauge a foot and I say, look at, man, the sales that can have in a foot. Well, that from Disney.
Absolutely.
Totally.
It is all measured per square foot.
And it's like, oh man, isn't this cool? And you're talking dry goods.
Yeah.
Big, dry. What happens to dry goods? It's not going bad.
Yeah. In the theme park business, we measured things to the extent that you could. A couple different measurement tools. One was just simply per cap, per person walking into the park.
Yes.
And you would know exactly, exactly how much revenue you would generate per person walking into the park. And that was a pretty cool way to understand.
Big time.
So as attendance was moving up or down or whatever was going on, you could gauge what you might need, and you could use that for planning.
Well, listen to this. They had on CNBC yesterday, evidently, which is a shame, Richard Rainwater, which is, he's one of the first guys that kind of revived Disney. He went in, and then he brought Eisner in, right?
Right.
And guys that were next to him were talking about that deal and what he saw, right?
Okay.
And so picture something. If you didn't know this, folks, Disney was like going down the tubes.
For sure.
This is a long time ago, okay?
Yeah.
So what he saw was this. He said he realized that, hey, Disney, there's nothing like Disney. You go to a destination, people have got on the plane, they're going in.
You talk about a brand.
Yeah, you just got to get them into the park, right? So he brought in Eisner. Eisner, got the thing together. But what their pricing, this is how they did their pricing.
Yeah. They
felt that once they got them into the park, they wanted it that everything wouldn't be outrageous, #1.
Yeah.
Okay? So, I know we can...
That's relative.
We can debate that as to what is outrageous.
That's right.
But you know what they brought up? Listen to this. This is pretty cool. They brought up the aspect of a hot dog and a Coke.
Okay.
That they wanted to keep them at a certain price. Now, their certain price then was even $5.
That's right. For sure.
Okay. But they knew that the merchandising, they could get a lot more because it's Disney.
Absolutely.
Flat out.
Absolutely.
Then what they also did is that they knew that people were not paying attention to the price to get into the park.
Right.
So if that acceleration went up, and if they kept the food at a certain price, everyone was happy. Isn't that wild, though?
No.
When they were laying that out, I says, "Oh man, what a trip that is!" Okay,
yeah.
Because if you go there, folks, and you better save a few weeks' pay.
It's absolutely an expensive trip. And what's interesting is they also learned from they learned from the casino industry.
Okay.
And they learned from a guy named Bob Snow in Orlando.
Okay.
Because Bob Snow in Orlando, he turned downtown Orlando, which was basically it was falling apart.
Yes.
Into a nighttime tourist destination.
Okay.
So back then, when Eisner came on, what they just had were the parks.
Okay.
Okay, and so basically they were a daytime. Now the parks were open till 9, or sometimes they'd be open till midnight.
Okay.
But it was almost thought about as just simply the daytime destination.
That's right.
And so what Bob Snow created was he created the nighttime destination for all the tourists.
I see.
Okay, and so people that were going to a either Universal or Disney Park or SeaWorld Park were all congregating, further north in downtown Orlando.
And you get all the kids.
You get all kids, and that's when and he made that thing real popular. Now, unfortunately, he sold that out, and he wanted to parlay that into the casino industry.
I see.
He went to Vegas, and you talk about location, having the wrong location, and he got snookered real big time by those folks. Too bad.
God.
Too bad.
Heavy.
But what Disney learned from the casino environment as they grew larger and larger places. Like the Mirage, like Excalibur, because one kept getting larger than the other.
Yes.
And the reason is because they want to be able to keep people. If you can keep them in your store,
you're all set.
Right.
Yeah.
So whether you're feeding them, your clothing, whatever it is, absolutely.
No.
And so that's why they created the Downtown Disney. That's why Universal created those, because it's now all about trying to give them everything inside their property.
And folks, when I'm talking about kids, I'm not talking about the smaller children. I'm talking about college kids. I'm talking about Angie and I will go up there with some of our children.
For sure.
You go up there it's a great time. You get an Irish bar. You get the whole downtown.
That's right.
I wouldn't go to the parks. I go to the downtown.
That's
that's dynamite, man. Yeah. So that's great. That's wild.
And that's when they started creating the water parks. I mean, they really went after everything and said, okay, we want to capture everybody. We want to make this a city, a one-stop place. There's nothing. When you travel and you go someplace and you can get to your destination. And then you don't have to worry about, you can get to wherever it is you want. You don't have to worry about driving or what have you, but you've got access to everything. Right. It's a pretty nice feeling.
No, and that's
it's like freedom.
For the way that we crank it out, that's what I always do. I mean, I let me tell you something, folks. I don't mind, working out, but I will not go somewhere to go work out.
Yeah.
I'm going somewhere to basically sit and think and groove.
That's
whether it's the Grand Canyon or it's the Caymans or it's the Caribbean, or it's like, okay, I'm here. The hustle's over for a while. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
That's wild, though. And, it's wild what they did. I was thinking about that when I see the Universal ads now. You're explaining how Universal really got going with the Harry Potter deal.
Oh, that's it. I mean, because Universal struggled for their first bet, their second bet was to build Islands of Adventure.
Okay.
Which was it's one of the best parks out there. If you love roller coasters, you got to go there.
Okay.
In Florida, but that still didn't do it. Even though they brought in Jurassic Park and the Men in Black, in Dr. Seuss, it still didn't get it. And what was happening was they actually were cannibalizing some of their, because the folks are only going to spend so many days in Orlando, and you got a number of different theme parks. But that's where, being able to go after, you talk about product. I would sell the exact same product.
Yes.
At Disney, and it'll be $50 more than what I would get at Universal for a $100 product. Now you're talking like about 100% markup. Now, what you were getting at Disney, you were getting the character inside. So just having that,
that character's worth that much more money.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
And we were selling more of them at Disney.
No, I'm with
even
it.
at the higher price.
I'm with it.
At the lower price.
No. It's location and brand, right?
Yeah. We tested all kinds of price points. And so that's where you take a look at, Starbucks and Green Mountain Coffee. They're real smart about, take a look at Starbucks, how they just totally, I'm always amazed. When Tom and I were doing the Go Long America tour.
Yes.
One of the hotels, I can't recall, it might have been in Boston even.
Yeah.
I think it was in Boston. And inside there was a Starbucks.
There was.
Oh, even all hotels. Actually, in Denver there was a Starbucks.
There was one
inside there.
There was one at the Marriott Tech Center in Denver. There was one at the Marriott in Boston.
Yeah.
And Burlington.
Yes. It used to be they would just get their name by putting the little coffee thing inside the room or what have you. And now they actually you get there and it's a Starbucks location. I'm just like, man, these guys.
How's that, huh?
Yeah.
I know. Amazing.
And Schultz came from Disney too. He absolutely understood.
Oh, did he?
Oh yeah. That's where he got his. That's where he got his start. That's what he,
Wow.
It's about branding.
That's like those guys and women that come off Procter & Gamble. If you met anyone, folks, I've only met a couple people that have come off Procter & Gamble, but let me tell you something. You talk about the training, and you talk about understanding brands. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
One of my cousins, came off of there, and he went from there. Now he's been an EMC for a while. But man, what he learned was like amazing.
Yes.
They have the money for the details. They have the plans, but there's a thought process that is pretty amazing.
And it's important. It's important. We all have brands that we trust. If I ask you to name a soft drink company, what are you going to say?
Coca-Cola,
right? Okay,
yeah, totally.
I mean,
I love Coke.
It's if I say, give me a car company.
My two places,
and you say car company. It doesn't matter what you drive. You're still likely going to say Ford.
I'm going to say Mercedes.
Well, I know that. But still, when it comes to branding, most people, are going to say.
But what's so funny is that I'm thinking of getting a pickup truck actually, and I had a Ford F10 which I love. I think I'm getting one because what ends up happening with Harley, man. He's driving in the back of the Mercedes now, and he sticks his head. You should see this, folks. It is so cool. He drives in the back, and his head's out the sunroof.
Oh, is it?
Oh, he's amazing. He stands.
You gotta get a photo of that.
I will. He stands up in the middle of the console in the middle.
Yeah. Oh, that's really cool.
His head goes out the front. Oh, it's hilarious, man.
Oh, the folks driving by gotta love that.
Oh yeah, it cracks up, man. And I mean, I'm not doing this on the highway, but around the neighborhood and bringing them up Nico's, I do. So it's pretty funny though. But I'm thinking of getting a Ford F10. I love those trucks.
Yeah.
I had one that it was just the overhead 6, and you could do anything to it.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing ran forever. Sometimes my son in there one time, Tommy, Caitlin, and I, right?
Yeah.
We left it down Martha's Vineyard because we had a place down there.
Okay.
So we'd get off our boat, grab the truck, and the weeds were high, right? So the truck would get so hot sometimes, we'd pull up in the weeds, all the weeds start going on fire.
Really?
Yes, swear to God. Start smoking. We'd have to say, oh, man, we got to get off these weeds. Because the bottom of the engine was getting the weeds going. But the truck was great, man. It would just keep going.
Yes, absolutely.
Wild. So, let's take... hey, you know what? These bonds, folks. So check this out, okay? The bond market... Now, this gets really wild because bonds today get up to a price point of $139, can't handle it, only do 139,000 contracts. So that it's going to build more cars. But what the number is, folks, is this. It's 139.08 to get back in the higher range.
Okay.
Now, what you can expect, I expect you'll see this, 3, 4, 5 more days. Because it's going to be tough to get back in there because it needs 545,000 contracts.
Yes, okay, to get back up.
To get back in.
Okay.
My take is that it will happen, but we'll see, how it happens. But this move this morning, man, was fast. When I saw that move this morning, I said, what's going on there, man? I mean, look at this. That thing just popped big time, man. And what that's going to be, that's just going to be more folks that are putting money into the dollar.
Yeah.
That's all it really is because they're making money. So.
Yeah, well, like you've pointed out, they've been making money for years.
30 years.
You were pointing out a couple. At least a couple nights ago. The China.
Yeah. Making money hand over fist.
Yeah. Not just making money from being our provider of products
on the interest.
Okay.
They're making money on the interest. They're making huge money on the principal.
That's right.
Huge.
That's right.
Hand over fist. And then if you take the correlation in India right now, if we go to the gold market, so India, folks, the jewelers have been on strike for 19 days now.
Oh, have they really?
Yeah, 14 and 19. So let me give you this number.
Why are they striking?
Because the government wants to steal all their money.
They want additional percent or something like that.
It's up to 4%.
Okay.
They're basically, government's trying to basically steal their money, but that's what's going on. But watch this statistic. The two largest producers behind China, happen to be Australia and the United States in gold.
Yeah.
They produce about 520 metric tons a year, right? You know how much India sells? 497 metric tons.
That's amazing.
When India closed, it's big trouble.
That's amazing.
Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien, yeah. We're going to be right back, folks. You stay right there. Is that a good number?
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try patterns, profits, and peace of mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to tfnn.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's patterns, profits, and peace of mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, I just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650. But you get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day.
Oh, good.
I'm very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, Did you sell us jewelry or did you buy coins off us?
Yeah, I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What we weighted at was less than you guys said, so, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to tfnn.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today. Great Basin Gold is a mining company engaged in the exploration and development of 2 emerging gold properties in Nevada and South Africa with a total resource base of more than 23 million gold ounces. Great Basin's Burnstone mine in South Africa opened in February of this year with a resource of 20 million gold ounces, becoming the first mine to open in the historic Witwatersrand Rand Basin in the last 30 years. The Burnstone mine is projected to have a 25-year mine life and is fully financed with production anticipated to be over 250,000 ounces per year at a cash cost of only $450 per ounce. The Hollister mine in Nevada became fully integrated in the 4th quarter of 2010 with annual production estimates of 110,000 ounces of gold per year over the 8-year mine life at a cash cost of only $527 per ounce. Great Basin Gold is cash flow positive and trades on the Toronto and New York stock exchanges under the symbol GBG.
Catch Kate Stalter on the Small Cap Roundup, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 11 a.m. Eastern. Up next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. We appreciate you growling and prowling out here with us. Don't forget, folks, over the weekend, of course, tomorrow we get a holiday. And by the way, happy Passover, happy Easter, whatever you're selling out. Celebrating out there, make it a great one, folks.
Sure.
March 23rd, April 13th and April 14th, right here in our office with the Master Trader Series with Steve. Boston, Massachusetts, April 27th and 28th. It's a Friday, Saturday, folks. Great education to really get your head wrapped around how these markets are moving.
Learn some of my hammer candles.
Yeah, I know.
My bullish and bearish
I love how you take
at the D point.
I love how you take ownership of that. No, I absolutely do, man. Taking ownership, folks, is a big deal. I mean, understanding that is and that's in anything, folks. Okay, you want to wrap your head around something, take ownership of it, and grab it. Because let me tell you, this is what also happens. So if you don't take ownership or grab something for your own, you'll never have anything.
No, for sure.
That's just that's just how it goes, folks, okay? It doesn't mean that you're not giving it to someone else, too. More than one person can have ownership of it. But don't basically back off something. If you want something, go after it, man. And, don't let anyone stop you.
Yeah. And of course, on the flip side there, take ownership. When it comes to the negative things in life, don't take so much ownership of negative things to be a prisoner of your past.
You take zero ownership.
For sure.
What happens there?
Learn from it.
What I do there is that I go cancel. I go, see, I don't want to be you.
Yeah.
And what does sometimes, Andrew said, sometimes you're so rude, and I don't feel like I'm rude. And I say to her, listen, honey, I'm not rude. But I am not going to sit there and have someone, go through a whole deal saying, well, listen, man, that's great. That's fine. But don't bring that into my life because I'm not.
Right.
I can't handle it.
Right.
I can't. And when I say I can't handle it, I literally can't handle it. But I can tell someone straight out, I says, man, I can't handle it. Do you know what I mean? Please go somewhere else. And I'm not being, So sometimes what happens is that, like if it's a wrong time of day or something, it doesn't come out just quite right.
Yeah.
And because what happens, folks, and my family goes crazy with me, because I speak fragmented.
Okay.
They say, what are you saying? So in my own head, I've already gone through the whole scenario, right?
Oh, no,
and only about 5 or 6 words come on. They say, well, okay, so what are you saying now?
No, I don't.
And they know what I'm saying, but they get frustrated because it's like, hold it, man. Can you explain this thing? Anyway.
No, it's actually, if I remember writing anything important, it's why I go back and read it the next day.
Yes.
Because there's always thoughts that were in my mind that I thought I put down on paper.
Right.
But, I don't write anywhere near as fast as I think.
It's important. It's important. I write. I do that all the time. I like writing.
And so sometimes it makes it difficult in this environment here because, I might be thinking something, thinking I'm getting it out. But then, no.
Yeah, totally.
It came out. There was just no verbal word or anything that went with it.
Yeah, right.
So, but I do take ownership of my candles.
Yeah, you absolutely do, man.
And it's so great. It's so great to to understand these patterns, A, B, C, D patterns, the most beautiful pattern out there. And at those D points to know that there's a signal that you're looking for.
Fire away, baby!
It can be a simple candle pattern.
It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Now, if we look at the small cap, so. This baby's all green right now.
Yes.
But if you look at the small caps, what you're going to see, folks, that all it's doing is coming up to the gap. It's coming up to a monster downdraft that was created yesterday morning. And we're doing that right now with 1 million versus 3.5. You know what that says to me? See ya! Don't want to be ya! You stay right there, folks, because we got...
Kate Stalter.
What day? Oh, it's a beautiful thing. We got Kate Stalter coming up next with the Small Cap Roundup, folks. Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. You stay right there. Should be coming right up with you.
Have a great weekend, folks.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the opening call